Have you ever seen a film that was so good it made you write 3 pages in your journal the morning after? I hadn't until I saw the new Superman film by James Gunn. I'm a huge comic book nerd. I'm a huge fan of Superman and what he represents, and this is the first ever perfect representation of Superman on film. And, dare I say it, the best superhero film ever made. This review is going to have some spoilers in it. Be warned, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this, because I'm going into it, okay? The new Superman movie is the greatest superhero film ever made. James Gunn nailed it. It is bright, hopeful, fun, silly, and positive. The film radiates love for the source material and has a deep understanding that Superman is a beacon of hope. And that is not an accident. He actively tries to be a hopeful, aspirational figure to the people around him. And that's the easy part. The hard part is remaining that in his own head and how he views himself despite the chaos around him. Giant fight scenes in populated cities of people who, despite the chaos around them, are not scared at all because they trust in their protector. Superman wants nothing more than to be a good man. However, he struggles with what that means in a world full of people who are the opposite. Othered not just by his alien superhuman status, Superman is different because he is good. He wants to save everyone, from a small squirrel about to be crushed by a horrific monster to the horrific monster itself. They are both worthy of being saved in Superman's eyes. In the final battle of the film, Superman fights a stronger, darker, corrupted version of himself. He literally casts his shadow self away into another dimension. Superman is able to defeat his opposite with the help of his friend, Krypto the dog, who is a very flawed, imperfect dog that Superman loves and protects anyway, because he sees the beauty and the goodness that is waiting to be unlocked inside his flawed companion. This corrupted clone of Superman shows what can happen when power is manipulated by others with ulterior motives, namely Lex Luthor, who cloned and controlled this being to kill Superman out of pure, unbridled, and self-acknowledged envy. Lex, a man who is arguably more powerful than Superman in every way other than physical strength, sees Superman's goodness as an act. He thinks it's fake. Lex is projecting ulterior motives and dark thoughts onto Superman, who he envies. And by doing that, Lex reveals the type of person that he would be if he had Superman's extraordinary strength. Superman's final confrontation with Lex Luthor is not a fight, which I thought was the most interesting and poetic part of this film. There was no apocalyptic showdown between two beefed up enemies. It doesn't happen. What happens instead is a conversation. Superman, who is easily able to crush Lex with a finger, simply stands there and talks to him as an equal. While Superman tries to appeal to Lex's humanity, the goodness that is within even the most reprehensible person, Lex himself rages, yells, threatens, and smashes things around him until ultimately, with tears in his eyes, he accepts his inferiority and the loss. Completely broken by his embarrassing defeat, the film makes a point to linger on Lex Luthor, the billionaire genius mastermind villain, crying tears of despair. We in the audience watching this are left to wonder if Lex can see the truth, that what he did was wrong, and even worse, that Superman would forgive him and help him to atone for it. The film strongly states that in a world full of chaos and hate, the only response that makes sense is kindness and love. that no matter how hard you are pushed towards evil, there is a path back home to goodness. Each man chooses their own destiny. It is not circumstance of birth or power or lack thereof that makes a man good or evil. It is their choices and their actions. Surrounded by friends, love, and family, adopted though they are, this alien outsider who will never truly fit in will always truly be loved as long as they choose to accept and return that love. The utter demoralization of Lex Luthor without a single blow from Superman, who never once sought vengeance, but instead aimed for justice, shows us that even when under siege by malicious, jealous, violent, manipulating, judgmental, and cruel evildoers, many of whom may have intentionally and ruthlessly harmed you, physically, emotionally, or otherwise, Superman shows us that the best revenge is to not be like that person. James Gunn nailed this Superman film. David Corenswet is the perfect Superman. I lament Henry Cavill's departure. I think he was the only other perfect Superman, but we're in a new era now. I am so excited for the DCU. If any of the other films and TV shows are anything like this Superman film, it's going to be an amazing ride. Go and see Superman. Genuinely, the best superhero film I have ever seen in my life. I'm going to see it again tonight.